I've always been kind of a ride or die guy for The Simpsons. I always felt that the newer episodes' problems is the Nolly coasting on their reputation. And also, maybe the late period Al episodes had a noticeable flop sweat about them. To me, the least essential episodes were the ones where they would base it around some random pop culture thing that would burn out in a few seconds. Let's take a random example here. I'm seeing that they did a parody of that reality show Naked and Afraid, which is a survival show with the premise, what if naked people were forced to survive? To be fair, it's a pretty succinct title. Let's take a look at this outdated and probably very unfunny parody that The Simpsons did of it, called Pixelated and Afraid.
Run! March! Run! March! Run! March! Run! March!
It's that.
So, this might be one of the best episodes they ever produced. I'm putting it right there along the classic golden era episodes of The Simpsons. Let's start at the beginning because that's a very good place to start. It opens with Lisa watching what is obviously a parody of the Thin Man movies, which if you've never seen the Thin Man movies are boozy upper crust socialites solve mysteries together. They're pretty great and fun, but Lisa is distressed because Homer and Marge have fallen into domestic, I don't know, what's a good word for it? Normal marriage life, where they're perfectly comfortable with each other. Homer and Marge are perfectly happy spending the night at home with each other watching bad TV shows. It's in these early scenes that I can really feel the influence of Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers, when you really nail it down, is fundamentally about celebrating the simple things in family life, about how nice it is to just be around people that love and accept you totally. I like this development because this is a really romantic episode of The Simpsons. We'll get to it, with the Wolverine killing and all that. And you can tell that this is a unique episode because Lisa is fundamentally wrong here. I don't like it when they write kids to be just little adults. I like that this episode is about Lisa maybe not fully understanding the complexity of adult relationships. She's good because she's a child and that be what children do. So we learned that Homer and Marge had won a gift certificate to a romantic hotel up in the mountains, and they haven't used it in a year, and Lisa guilts them into using it.
Then it immediately goes wrong.
Because Homer and Marge get into a car crash in the middle of the woods. Homer and Marge then find themselves an old abandoned lovers motel. It feels very 70s. It's funny to think because at the time The Simpsons started, this would be a thing that existed contemporaneously with them. It really reveals what it's trying to do. This is a survival episode where Homer and Marge have to survive in the wilderness. What's weird about this episode is none of it's really played for laughs. That's not true to say. There are jokes being told. One of the funnier bits I like is that Homer, his man boobs are pixelated. That's where the jokes come from. There's a scene where they're trying to get fish. They have to spend hours in the freezing water. When they finally manage to do it, that's what attracts the Wolverine. Now, the Wolverine scene might be Homer's crowning moment of awesome in the show. Life is spent on TV tropes, and I should be commended for not dropping as many references as I do in these. But it attracts a Wolverine.
Hey, no fair! Cut that out!
Homer leads away the Wolverine. And when Marge comes out to try and help him fight it off, that's where we get the scene of Homer clubbing to death the Wolverine. That's where you get Homer bloodily beating to death a Wolverine without any jokes whatsoever. It's a daring episode. Reminds me of, and I feel this is what they're going for, Pine Barrens episode of The Sopranos, or to use a more contemporary episode, the Ronnie Lilly episode from Barry, where it's a dark short story set in the middle series. It's about putting characters through extreme, dark, and often absurd situation and seeing how they handle it. In the end, this is a romantic episode, I think. The episode ends with a frankly beautiful montage of Homer and Marge. They see a park ranger drive back on a snowmobile, follow the tracks. It's a frankly absolutely beautiful montage through nature. I'm sure the animators were just absolutely thrilled to get to really stretch their creative muscles with all of this. All in all, I'm fairly confident that this is one of the better episodes The Simpsons ever produced. I'd put it in the top 20. This could have even been the next Simpsons movie, easily. Holy heck, how daring would have that been if it was a brisk survival thriller with only Homer and Marge? There's good stuff in later period Simpsons. There's a lot of aggressively forgettable stuff in later period Simpsons, but there's also some pretty decent stuff every once in a while.